Hello and welcome to Prudent Media. My name is Sachin Chatte and on this program we take a look at all the latest releases. This week we will take a look at James Cameron's much awaited Avatar sequel. Not many films have multiple sequels announced immediately after the first film, but then it takes a good 13 years before it can actually hit the screens. James Cameron's Avatar, which was released back in 2009, was a groundbreaking film in many ways. Never mind if it didn't win the Oscar for the Best Picture or the Best Director for that matter, and both of them went to the Hurt Locker. But Avatar remained a much talked about film that integrated an excellent storytelling and outstanding visuals, two in one. No one has done motion capture the way Cameron does. Avatar, The Way of the Water, unfortunately relies more on the visuals and less on the story. There was a certain novelty in the first film, right from the characters to the story and the special effects, which doesn't quite exist in this film. Why? Even the villain who died in the first film is resurrected here. So the hero, heroine and the villain are the same. That leaves very little scope for any maneuvering except to introduce their kids. But make no mistake about the scale and ambition of the project. Cameron has a no-holds-barred approach when it comes to filmmaking and delivers a visual feast. As for the rest of it, some of it works, some of it is passable. The length of the film is quite a deterrent. At 192 minutes, it is really very long. There are 4 editors who have worked on the film, yet some of the scenes look hurried, while some of them take their own sweet time to establish. It's been a while since the events of the previous film took place, and now we have Jake Sully, played by Sam Worthington, who has switched sides to the Navis and has settled down with Neytiri, played by Zoe Saldana, and their family has grown considerably. Now Jake has also become the leader of their clan, as we saw at the end of the previous film. Their elder son Neytiri is one they rely on, while the younger son Loak is a mild troublemaker of sorts and from whom the father doesn't really expect much. You instantly know the arc of the character as to how it is going to play out and how he is going to become a responsible person. There are a couple of girls also in their family, their adopted teen daughter Kiri, who was born from the comatose avatar of the late scientist Dr. Augustine, played by Sigourney Weaver, who also doubles up as Kiri in motion picture. And they also have a little girl called Tuk. Life is almost like a bed of roses for them, but it is the humans who won't let them live in peace. We are told that Earth has become inhabitable, so General Francis decides that they should colonize Pandora and the human beings should move in there. The villainous Colonel Miles Cottridge, played by Stephen Lang, who died in the first film, is back again this time, but in a scientifically grown Navi avatar. What better way to fight the locals than in their own avatar? The Colonel also has a personal agenda on hand to hunt down Jake Sully, which means that the latter has to move with his family from the forest to an island where the inhabitants are comfortable underwater as they are on land. We are introduced to this place at around the 1 hour mark in the film, and the next quarter of an hour is spent on Sully and his family familiarizing themselves with the new surroundings. Those portions could have easily been trimmed down because they add very little value to the story. The Way of the Water focuses on making every visual look great, but not so much emphasis is given on the storytelling or making the scenes great. Loak befriends a gigantic whale of sorts from the Tulkun family, except this particular whale has been outcast because of a tragic past. It all leads to a spectacular climax, which is clearly the best part of the film. There are a bunch of rogue scientists in pursuit of the Tulkuns so that they can extract Amrita, which we know as Amrit, which, like the Bob Dylan song, will keep them forever young. Most of the film has actors in motion capture, which means you don't see their real face. Whether it is Kate Winslet playing the First Lady of the island or Sigourney Weaver who plays a young girl, until you don't see the end credits, it's hard to tell who is who. There is certainly an artistic bent in what Cameron is trying to bring to the big screen, and he is doing it on his terms, which is definitely commendable. In this film though, you can sense some kind of overindulgence at times. Now there are multiple sequels of Avatar in the pipeline. While all the visual razzmatazz is good, hopefully the next one will be a more compact film. I'm going to go with 3 out of 5 stars for Avatar: The Way of the Water, which is a visual treat, but that's about it. Well, that's what I thought of the Avatar sequel. Do let us know what you think. Do write into us. Our address is features@prudentmedia.in. And I'll be back with you next week with more movie reviews. Till then, it's goodbye from me.